Italian Courgette Medley. This meal is being cooked for Zed. Today, what we're doing is we're going to be making zucchini squash. Welcome to Vegan Kiwis to Pistachio. Step 1. Wash the courgettes and summer squash. And we're going to start off by washing these zucchinis. Now zucchinis, this is a Mexican zucchini. See how beautiful it is in that green skin? A yellow zucchini. We're going to wash off the skins on the outside. Normally I peel the skins off. But these are organic, and but they're going to be just fine. Step 2. Cut large brown onion. The next step is to cut the onion. Because I don't use oil, you have to use a pretty good sized onion. I use the onion as the first layer of defense to protect my food. It's just easier if I cut it in half. You just peel the layers off and then take off the ends off and any blemishes you see. And then a trick to being able to not cry over the lemon, unless you have something to cry about, like your insurance or something like that, your mortgage payment, wet the onion. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to cut this in fairly large chunks. It's going to be the bottom layer of the, but it's also going to be part of the meal. So I'm going to cut it like that in half, and that's about it. And then we're going to put this in the Instant Pot liner, which is right here. We're going to put this on the bottom because what we're doing this time is instead of normally using the pressure from the Instant, we're going to saute just like we were using or in a skillet. We're pretending that this inner liner here is the skillet. So we have to separate all these onions. That'll only take a few minutes. And once we have that done, then we'll start cutting the zucchinis and start putting the meal together. Step 3. Cut the courgettes and yellow summer squash. Now we're going to cut the zucchinis, and first thing we're going to do is, you see this little green end here? We're going to take that off. Just going to drop in the sink, and sometimes, now what we're going to do here, we're going to cut about 1/4 inch slices. It's not going to take long to cook this. 1/4 inch is about right. You don't have to measure this. You're just kind of extrapolating in your mind. Yeah, that looks like 1/4 inch. This is probably like 3/4 of an inch. So, you know, do they have to be all perfect? Sure, it'd be wonderful if they were all perfect, because then they would cook the same. But you just do your best you can. I mean, you're not on the Food Network where they're gonna comment on your food. You're gonna be doing this for yourself. If it starts wilting away, you cut off the bottoms like this, and it sits a lot nicer. Then you take this zucchini, and you're going to put it inside on top of the onions, and it'll be your first, see? It'll be your first layer of zucchini. And you're going to take the next zucchini and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to now cut the yellow summer squash. Now here's the yellow one. The yellow one, I'm going to cut the tip off on both sides. There's not much difference. The yellow one, this is the green one, they're pretty much the same. Just got a yellow skin on the outside. Now I cook these with the seeds, and some people don't like that. So if that bothers you, you could open it up and you could remove them. But they're not that big, and these are smaller squashes. The seeds aren't going to be that big. If you can get smaller ones of these, you're better off for this meal. Okay, so you can see the seeds, but they're like very soft seeds, and they're not going to bother you. Now cut the green summer squash. Now what's left here is this green one. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to chop off the edges. This is the part of the vine that creates the fruit. And we're simply going to also cut this down about 1/4 inch. And why so many colors? It's just that you have a meal that's got a lot of different colors, it looks better. Now you see there's a little bit of a blemish here. You just take that off. Blemishes, not a big deal. You just cut them off. You could use the knife like I just did, or if you ahead of time, you could have used basically a vegetable peeler. So as you see, we're putting the next layer of this on top. Okay, so this is all the squash. Step 4. Open 1 can diced tomatoes and dice 1 large garlic clove. Next, we wash the top of this can, because we're going to be opening it up and we don't want any weird particles falling in. And then this is a large clove of garlic. Just cut it up in little pieces. It's going to add another layer of flavor. And when you pick it up, you're just going to pick it up on your knife, and we're going to lay it inside. You use your can opener, and see, now you know your can is safe because you've washed the top. And then you're just going to open this up, and then you're going to, okay, so when that happens, you just take the tip of your knife and just move it up a little bit, and then you're going to pour this all inside. Step 5. Add your herbs. 3 bay leaves, 2 teaspoons Italian seasoning. The next herb we're going to use is you're going to use whole bay leaves. So you need 3 of them. So what I did is I used 4 because the last 2 were much smaller, and I'm going to lay them on the side here. Definitely do not want to eat these. Step 6. 1/4 teaspoon pink Himalayan sea salt. This is ancient pink Himalayan sea salt, and we're going to use 1/4 teaspoon. And then you'll see me as I put it over the top. Okay, now we're using the Instapot, so we have to put in water. We just can't get away with just leaving it like this. It's just would probably end up burning the vegetables. You need to use water, so you use 1.5 cups. That's minimum. Come watch part 2, cooking the meal in the Instapot, serving the meal, and placing the leftovers into freezer bags. If you like this channel, please subscribe.